What's going on, everybody out there, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger Halloween Fest 2024 video. We are officially halfway through October, 3 out of the 5 weeks down. Unfortunately, this video is going up a bit late. It's been a hectic week, one of the kids sick, so unfortunately things are recording wise are a bit late. However, we're keeping the consistency. We're still getting this up during the 3rd week. Next week hopefully everything will be on time, but anyway, this week we're talking about a book from the Independents, and it is a very well-known book. It is actually a series that is so popular now that we have TVs, series, spin-off series, everything. And yes, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm talking about The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead was the first series ever that I came in on after issue 90 or something. Fell in love with the series and continued it on all the way to the end. Currently we have a deluxe series coming out because originally the Walking Dead series came out in black and white. Now they're re-releasing the entire series in color, which is why it's called the deluxe edition. It's run 200 plus issues, on a TV series that lasted about, I think, 11 seasons, 2 or 3 spin-offs currently, a prequel series to where it all began, kind of, still not knowing how the zombies came into being, and then several other mini-series that have shown up all across AMC. But anyway, this episode we're talking about just the first volume. We're going to cover just the start of The Walking Dead. Rick Grimes, the main character of the book. We start off, everything's great, everything's fine. Sheriff ends up getting shot and is in the hospital. And he is in critical condition. Somehow passes out. Time floats by. He finally comes out of his coma. But he wakes up to a world he is no longer familiar with. He gets up, he walks out of his room, and everyone's gone. The hotel is basically empty. And it looks like it's run down. He goes out. It's one of my favorite issue is the first one, probably because it's him discovering the world has fallen to some type of an Armageddon while he was in his coma. And he comes out of the hospital, he sees that there's dead people, he sees a person walking up to him, he waves to him, and somebody stops him and saves him. And he comes to realize that, shoot, the world is full of zombies. And his first goal is to find his family, figure out what's going on, and throughout the course of the series, he goes from where he lives, which is in a suburban area, kind of. He goes into the city to try to find his family. The city's overrun with zombies. He ends up getting saved by another character who becomes part of the group, or who is part of the group that brings Rick in, Glenn, who then brings him to the group, and it turns out his friend Shane is alive. And Shane is the one that saved his wife and son. So he finds Laura, he finds Carl. They're all happy, except Laura's pregnant, but not with his child. Her and Shane have been doing shit because they didn't think that Rick was going to survive. So you've got that little secret going on in the corner. Shane isn't happy that Rick's back and is semi-hoping something happens that he can get rid of Rick. And actually towards the end of this volume, something does happen, and unfortunately Shane dies. In the TV series, they go a different route with Shane, but Shane ends up dying in the first volume. Another member of the group ends up dying. Their camp ends up getting attacked by zombies, and they decide that they are going to leave. I won't spoil where if you want to read the volume, but they end up deciding to leave, and that's how the first volume of The Walking Dead ends. It's a really great setup for a really great series. One of the things I know that Robert Kirkman wishes he could undo during the comic series, something happens to Rick. I don't want to spoil it because maybe next year we'll cover volume 2, 3, maybe we'll do a whole thing on The Walking Dead. We'll see. But I'm not going to spoil it just in case, but something happens to Rick in the comic series that Robert Kirkman wishes he didn't do, and he didn't do it in the AMC series, which is good. Walking Dead is an excellent, excellent series, and now there are so many different ways to read or watch The Walking Dead. You've got, like I said, the TV series, which has a DVD set. You've got the original black and white comic series, which ran, like I said, 200 somewhat issues long. You got the trades, you got the hardcovers, you got the omnibus compendiums. so many different ways that you can collect and read, either arc by arc or big chunk by big chunk, black and white or color. It's amazing. It's a really great series, and it's one of my favorite zombie series ever to come out of the independents. And it is, honestly, it's a phenomenon. The world still loves The Walking Dead. We still have Walking Dead spin-off series on AMC to this day. There are still 2 spin-off series going on because of one character who is very much loved, and the other one is continuing along with another character that shows up later on down the road in The Walking Dead. Originally, I was going to make this entire review the entirety of Walking Dead, but then I realized there are enough volumes to save it for another day, so we are. First volume was excellent, 5 out of 5 stars. Robert Kirkman knew what he was doing with The Walking Dead. My only complaint about the entire series is that he ended it when he did, but unfortunately, how much story can you tell? And obviously Robert Kirkman, who is the only writer of the series, was not going to pass it on to a different writer, so the series ended. But with that, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. The Walking Dead is one of my favorite series. What about all of you? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, click that sub button. I've got a lot of videos lined up to come out in the future. Also, links in the description below for all my social media and places where you can find me. Till next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I will see all of you really soon in the next video.